You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Hey, folks, and happy Thursday to you all. Welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast live call-in show. We're still trying to get Robert set up here. I must have missed something.
Got no audio.
I got this, though. Say hi to the folks, though, Rob.
Hi. I can't hear myself, but hi. I'm going to try to fix the audio here. Last minute setup here. I was a little late getting here tonight. I was at a awards ceremony for my daughter, academic awards for the school. But anyway, tonight we're going to talk about some new game acquisitions that Carlos has gotten in his collection. So we've got a couple of them here on the table. You can't see them. They're a little bit off screen. But, of course, as always, we'll chat about whatever you guys want to talk about whenever you call in. If you want to bring up any kind of topic, any news that you heard, any games that you've been playing, anything that's new and exciting in the industry, just hit us up and give us a call. All right, let me try the headphones again. Carlos is giving me the thumbs up. Let's see if I can hear. There we are. I can hear myself. Woo!
All right, we're back.
We're back. We never went anywhere. We've always been here.
Yeah, we got just, let's get that phone line open, 813-618-7099. No hot topics today.
No.
I just got back from travel.
Yeah.
We had a weekend, went straight to a Blood Bowl tournament in Cocoa Beach, Florida,
Yeah.
where I spent the entire weekend out there. And then it's just been grinding to catch up on work now that I'm back in town.
Yep.
So our topic for today is actually going to be going through some of the recent acquisitions.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about what we're going to give away next week.
Gonna give away free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff.
Yes, if it's free,
It's for me.
it's for me.
Yep, absolutely. Carlos has been having fun playing with his laser cutter and doing some designing and some staining of some wood. Everybody likes some good stained wood, right?
Yeah, the darker the better.
Darker the better.
Yeah, nice chocolate stained wood.
Only nice light wood.
No, see, it. Okay, let's keep it going, folks.
About board games, yeah.
Let's see, Mr. G's dedication to the show. Have my phone playing the show on one hand, feeding my baby
Oh, there you go.
with a bottle in the other.
Hardcore.
I've been there, brother. I've been there. It's man, it's gonna be rough for a little bit. Like I still am struggling with sleep. My baby. We got a call coming in. Beans and Dice podcast. State your name. Where you calling from?
Mitchell, Louisiana.
Oh, imagine
My
that. Mitchell from Louisiana. How you doing, Mitchell?
I'm doing all right. What about you guys?
Good.
Pretty good.
Kyle's talking about feeding the baby in one hand while watching the show on his phone in the other. How dedicated are you?
Yeah. Well, me, I'm sitting down. That's how dedicated I am.
Yeah, we don't have to question this guy's dedication. I mean, he's first caller every week. That's dedicated.
Yeah, without a fault. To a T.
Yeah, absolutely.
There have been a couple faults, and there's a couple people trying to strip me of that title, so I got to keep on my toes.
Exactly.
The second
I like that
Carlos
meta.
said I'm going to get the phone lines open,
Yeah.
I dialed, and they weren't even on yet.
Sweet. You even beat Carlos.
I'm slow.
He was lying.
Like we know this.
He was lying. What you been playing, Mitchell?
Well, last week was spring break, so I got a good bit of gaming in, which I'm glad for because it looks like the prospects are low this weekend. There's a show I'm in, have some rehearsal, but none of the games that I played, the new games, really stood out to me, except for two small games. I'm not a big fan of like dice-only games.
Okay.
But these I enjoyed. So it was Zombie Dice and When Zombies Attack. They both happen to be zombie-themed dice games
Okay.
that my friends had. Yeah, have you guys played either of those?
I played a lot of Zombie Dice, yeah.
Zombie Dice, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so whenever they explained it to me, I'm like, that sounds lame. I didn't say this. It's their game. But there was something interesting about this idea that it's such a small buy-in. It's such a small amount of time. There's so little rules overhead that although I didn't get the enjoyment out of it that I would get out of this big overarching game, but because there was so little commitment, whenever you look at like the time invested to it as a ratio of how much enjoyment you got out of it, overall it was a good experience for me. Both of these, and they're two very different games. One of them is Zombie Dice. If you guys have played, you're just getting a score. There's no player interaction, right? But when Zombies Attack, it's like you can either, if you roll a tombstone, you discard the die. if you roll a zombie, you either give it to another person or you put it in the middle. And then what's the other symbol? If you roll like a radiation die, you have to take all the zombies from the middle, and you're just trying to get rid of all your dice. So one of them, lots of player interaction. One of them, basically none. But this concept of, you roll kind of like the Yahtzee thing, pushing your luck with zombie dice. It's just so simple to understand. It literally says when zombies attack on BGG is a 5-minute game. So for that ratio actually made it enjoyable. Do you guys have that experience where if a game is shorter, it's more likely to hit off because you don't have to put as much of an investment in it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, to some extent, obviously it depends on kind of what you're in the mood for, what your setting is, who you're playing with. So there's a lot of variables there. But yeah, there's definitely a place for quick, light games. The family setting, certainly me playing with my kids, me being on the road. I know Carlos is a big proponent of anything that you can fit into your back pocket or into your backpack, if nothing else, and just be able to pull something out and play it anywhere. Zombie dice, I've played that in the car on road trips with my kids. We take a lid of a small game, a small box, and just roll the dice in there, and then we hand the lid and the little can around of dice to each other, and kind of keep score in our heads. I mean, that one's real simple and light. So yeah,
I'm going to agree with most of what Robert said there, and go even farther. I not only is it the travel component of it, it's the introductory aspect of it, the ability to teach somebody who isn't a gamer, a game that can have fun, fast fun,
right into
with
it.
that game, and realize, hey, this gaming thing you do, Carlos, is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then open the door from there.
Cool. Yeah, I figured you guys would agree with me. Of course I'm right.
Of course. No doubt.
Someone in the comments help us.
Yeah, so it was a situation where like we were playing a game, and then like the wives wanted to go get ice cream or something for the kids. So we were like, okay, what can we play really quickly before they come back, and they busted that out. But yeah, let's see if I played it. Have you guys played a game called Shadow Hunters?
I don't think I'm familiar with that one. No.
It's basically it's like there's two different teams. Well, actually, there's three different teams, and you don't know who it is. It's like a hidden, not a hidden traitor. It's just like you don't know what your roles are, and there may be things that require you to reveal who you are. It's kind of just like it's another one of those games, kind of cliche, just checking off the boxes of that kind of genre of game. So that wasn't my biggest hit. But then we played some Dune Imperium, some Space Base, just kind of the staples. So yeah,
That's
overall
good.
It was a good spring break.
Yeah, we just got a couple plays in of Dune Imperium over the last couple of weeks. I said we played twice in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a good game. It keeps coming up when we won't talk about Arnak. We haven't
I
played
was
Arnak
going to let it go this time. I wasn't even
going
going to say it. I was going to let it go.
We got to get Arnak back to the table. I haven't actually played Arnak in a little while, so
I need some more plays of base Arnak before we add in the expansion.
Expansion, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing I played for the first time. I played Coup, but I played with the expansion. Have you guys played with the expansion before?
I don't believe I have. No.
It's interesting. So randomly, you're all assigned to a team, and as close to 50-50 as you can. Like if it's an odd number, well, then it won't be. But then as an action, you could spend $1 to change your team or $2 to change somebody else's team. And you can only interact, like you can only do negative things to people who are not on your team. And you can also block or like challenge to defend people who are on your team. So it's almost like you have like these alliances, but they could change the next time. So if I'm the only one on my own team, I'm the only one who can get attacked by everybody else. So it added a lot more depth to a game that to me was kind of, I mean, there's a lot of strategy to it, but it's pretty surface level, the game,
Right.
in my opinion. And it added a lot more depth and strategy to it because it's like, if there's ever a situation where we're all on one team, then it's just a free for all, right? But then what I could do is I could just spend my turn to spend $2 and make, the person to the right of me on the other team, and they have until their next turn that they're going to be on the opposite team as everybody else, so everybody's going to want to target them. So it added in some extra little things like that.
It sounds social deduction, but like you're getting jumped on.
Yeah, teaming up on
Well, it's
something.
not social deduction. It's public because I can only attack people who are not on my team.
Okay.
If I have this whatever it's called, the assassin, like I'm going to kill this person. I'm on your team. You can't. You got to kill the one person who's not on your team.
So nobody's hit and roll.
No, there's no hidden roles.
Okay.
I mean, Coup, right?
No.
I mean, I guess it's hidden roles.
Hey, you
I-
don't play Coup?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've done resistance,
Okay. Yeah.
but I've not done coup.
I mean, coup itself is hidden role. You have two abilities and nobody knows what they are, and you could claim to do any ability, but at any point they can challenge you and say, I don't think you actually have that, and potentially take away one of your lives. So that part of it is hidden role, but the expansion it's not hidden. It's just, hey, I'm not on your team, so that I can attack you.
Okay.
It's usually a very individualized game too before the expansion.
Yeah, it would seem like a lot of people just jumping back and forth between sides, but you didn't find that to be an issue?
Well, no, because it takes your turn to flip the side. So it's like, do I want to flip this side so much that I don't want to do my main action?
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, other than that, it's just a lot of same old. I don't want to rehash stuff we've already talked about, but I still wanted to call in and do my due diligence tonight.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate it. We do. Otherwise, we'd have no calls. You're the one caller.
The first and one. Yeah.
I was going to say, you talked about not liking all dice games. I didn't want to interrupt, but I mean, Liar's Dice is an all dice game, and that I thought you had a good time with that one.
No, you added the board. It's an all dice game.
It's now a board game.
Yeah, now it's a board game. Yeah.
Now it's a board game.
You did that version.
Well, good challenge.
And hey, Connor got in Radlands, man. I have not been able to win since that one time I played you, Carlos. Connor beat me a couple times. His roommate that he bought Radlands for to play with, she's not a big gamer, but she'll play every now and then. She beat me. I cannot win now, man. I don't know what it is.
I left you with my bad juju.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Speaking of Radlands, I got my first play in. I know Carlos had been wanting to teach me, but I was over at your turn.
You did it without me?
Yeah, I got my first play.
I feel cheated on.
So it was a good experience. I playing it. I didn't, I assume probably you both would agree. There's nothing revolutionary in there. It was pretty much everything that you've kind of seen before. But it's a solid game. I mean, I think we played in probably a little over 30 minutes. I know the couple that I watched were like hour-long games, and so I was like, this isn't really an hour-long game, is it? But once you know what you're doing, the game moves pretty quick. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I could see it can go longer depending on the combination of bases and what they can let you do.
Yeah.
Sometimes whenever they combo off each other a little bit, but yeah, it's usually pretty quick.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Good game.
I know the games I watched, one of the players in particular was really taking their time and trying to think through all the different things. So
that could really mess it up.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. But no, yeah, I liked it. I liked it more than I thought I would. Very solid mechanically. Just a lot of good stuff going on there. So
did you find anything in it, Mitch, that was innovative? I know Rob challenged us on that one. What do you think?
Anything that's innovative?
Yeah,
I think so. Well, the first thing I thought of, I just remembered that Paper Tales kind of did the same thing. The idea that you have like different ranks of cards, kind of defending the things behind it. It's similar to Paper Tales in that, the people on the front lines are the ones that are attacking. The punk thing is interesting, where you put a card face down, you don't care what the card says. It's just like a 1 health, minion.
I think the event track, maybe the event track is something that I haven't seen done before, where you place a card on a track and each round it moves up on this track till it triggers.
Reminds me of Star Wars. Is it Imperial Assault? The big 2-player massive. No, what's the big one? Star Wars.
Are we talking minis game or board game?
Minis game. The board game. It was the board game with all the miniatures, all the ships.
Rebellion.
Star Wars Rebellion. Yes, that's got a track. When you build stuff, it goes on a track and moves out.
Yes. So that's not events, but yeah, it's like a conveyor belt almost of ships.
Yes, that's what that reminded me of. Is that anytime you are here, you're putting cards over there, which are events that you have to wait a certain number of turns for them to come out. There was actually another game that did it with cards, and I'm failing to remember there.
So nothing innovative, but I guess.
It's a combination of good stuff, though.
It's like Taco Bell's best product.
Yeah.
Like we've seen all the ingredients and just about every other product they sell you.
Yeah.
But the way they put it together here in this Mexican pizza makes it amazing.
And the resource management being tight. I like tight resource management. Dune Imperium, I'm big on that because Dune Imperium such hard decisions.
Oh.
Here you've got the water. You're never going to have more than probably 4 water.
Radlands is too tight.
Yeah.
Like it's
it's
so tight.
Yeah.
It is crazy tight.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed thinking through, what am I going to do? I've got 4 things I want to do, but I've only got 3 water, and I can only probably do 2 of them. So what am I going to do this time? What am I going to be able to wait till next time? Yeah, that was.
Did anybody know? Is this anywhere on like BGA or anywhere we can play? Because I want to play against you, Mitch.
I think it's too new for that, man.
It might be. Yeah.
Are we going to try to do it by Zoom?
It'll probably be there soon. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll steal Connor's copy. He forgot it at my house. It's been here for a while.
There you go.
Nice.
Did he get the super deluxe or did he buy regular?
He just got the cheapo, like you said. The $18.
All right, so now it's time for me to mail y'all some felt mats. Are we ready for those?
Yeah.
Have I showed those off yet? The updated version with where I spray painted them with colors?
No, I think
I
you showed
seen
the
it with
original
the
on the
paint,
show, but
no.
actually I don't think I've seen the new ones yet either. So if you want to grab those real quick, but yeah, I know you were working on a couple of Mitch is co-hosted now, but you were working on a couple different versions of that. I saw, like I said, the original version, and actually the guy I played with at the shop over at Your Turn was asking if you had gotten the new ones designed yet.
Oh wow, good. So that was Mitch. You saw that where I tried, and then I tried painting the lines to try to make them more, visible, but that didn't work out. So then I went with this. I went crazy. I went crazy.
A laser cutter,
And I just took
lines
spray paint, some purples, some blues, and some pinks, and just kind of did like a radical, just graffiti, and then hit it with the laser cutter afterwards. And now those lines really pop.
stand out. Yeah.
So now these
looks
lines, I mean, for $4 in felt, for like a 20-pack, this is a pretty good deal.
So you say that's felt. Will it like roll up?
It will roll up, but it is thick felt. So it's like stiff felt, I think is what they call it. You do arts and crafts, don't you? Or is it just arts? Fine arts. You do fine arts. My bad.
Arts and crafts. That's pretty demeaning. Arts and crafts.
5 years old.
I got some macaroni, elbow macaroni.
You're in the theater. That's pretty much arts and crafts, right? That's arts and craft time.
Wow.
that's what he's implying there, right?
Yeah.
Oh well.
But if you guys want some, I'll ship some of these out to you guys.
I appreciate it. I'll let Connor know. But I think insulting my craft is where it's time for me to sign off.
You
Draw
said
the line.
craft, not me. You
That's where
said
you draw the
craft.
line. Yeah.
Arts, your craft of arts.
All right, well, we got.
We-
I was just about 2 months till Dice Tower East. What? Looking forward to that.
More than that. Oh yeah, 2.5. You're
Yeah,
right, man.
Tom just sent
Time
out a thing saying it just over 2 months. It's 2 months and the 4th. So maybe about 2 months in a week. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll hang on to this. I'll get you a whole kit of stuff to take with you back on the plane. Felt mats. I'll get you some acrylic tokens for you and Connor. That way, for you, and then you figure out if you want to give them to Connor. If he's
Send me a receipt.
All right.
All right, Mitchell, thanks for calling. Have a good evening, and I'm sure we will talk to you again next week, not next week,
Maybe. We'll see. We'll never
right.
know.
If
Oh,
you
we
feel like
still got to schedule the next episode of the podcast. I had a blast recording the last one with the 4 guys, so maybe
Yeah,
on Thursday
for sure.
night. Have a good night, Mitch.
Cool. All right, bye.
Bye.
It's our co-host and friend,
There we go.
Mitch from Louisiana,
Mitchell.
always first caller.
Prudhomme.
Let's go through some of the comments here. Mr. Jeep says, love Zombie Dice.
Oh yeah, Zombie Dice is fun. Yeah, like I said, that's a great when you just put it in the little
We
cup
played
it
it
comes in, and
at Busch Gardens
we played it lots of places, but
while
yeah.
drinking in their
Oh yeah, the free test
beer
center.
garden they have
Yeah,
there.
there you go. Yeah. Mm.
Wayne Kruger says, all this talk about wood, and you would think
After
it's the
Hours.
After Hours show
Right.
again. That was fun.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Jeeves liked that one. Wayne got him laughing. Wayne says, Chupacabra, Survive the Night, also like Zombie Dice, fun, fast filler.
Okay.
Chupacabra, that's a Puerto Rican monster.
Yeah.
So I'm already interested in that. I was going to mention to Mitch the Martians dice game. So it's same tube,
Oh yeah. I know that one.
but it's a different theme. It's Martian theme, and it's got more depth. So you have to roll there's cows and humans, and the aliens are trying to suck up and what's the word? Abduct. That's what aliens do. They abduct.
Yeah, they
trying to
abduct,
abduct
yeah.
these different types of creatures, but then you're using different type of weapons to stop different types of Martians. So there's more decision points in deciding how to stop the Martians.
And then you've got that series that I had one of, but they made I think 6 different factions. It's army men versus zombies versus
Yes.
aliens versus, and they came out with I think they're doubles. It's 2 dice cups that are connected with a little connector in the middle. But then there's some depth to that because certain things attack other things and can beat other things, and so you're trying to roll different combinations. But it's also just a little. It's got a little like a laminated plastic card that it comes with it, and you just are. A tube of dice, and you can pull that out just about anywhere and just roll dice. So, yep. Even though dice suck, but you can roll dice.
Mitch says that would take forever. Much longer list of dice games he's talking about.
There you go. Yeah.
We've got Wayne. He's mentioning we can go over the BGG nominees.
Oh, okay.
That might be a good podcast too, because I had a blast on the last recording where we went over the
Dice Tower
nominees.
Yeah, nominees. Yeah.
That was definitely a lot more fun.
Yeah, we'd probably need probably a show to go over that. We didn't prep for it tonight, Wayne, but we can definitely put that on the radar.
No, for the podcast.
Oh, the podcast.
When we
the
do
audio,
the next podcast.
audio version. Okay, yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
We can do like we did with the Dice Tower nominees.
Yeah.
Are they different? Well, you know what? We'll find out.
Yeah, there you go. I haven't looked yet. I know a few people have
We'll
talked about
find
it,
out.
but I haven't gone in and actually looked at them yet. So no.
Let's see. Back to Nick Terry says, "Hola, cómo estás?" Nick Terry of Lakeland, Florida,
Lakeland?
part of
Okay.
the Lakeland Gamers Guild.
Cool.
I believe it's what they're titled out there. So had a recent birthday. Felicidades, happy birthday, Nick Terry. Thanks for jumping in.
Excellent.
Wayne Kruger says, "Wow, I have one of those tube sets bought on clearance and never opened."
Yeah, I mean it's light, it's fun. It's I just played it with the kids a handful of times, but it's another one like zombie dice. You're just chucking some dice.
Let's see.
Catch us up. Yeah.
Topic wise, we were going to go through some of the stuff we have going on. I did mention in the Discord that next week I want to do a giveaway.
Okay,
So I was
yep.
going to talk a little bit about that while we wait for phones.
813-618-7099.
Don't forget us.
Call in, let us know what you're up to.
Phone line is open. I mean, actually put the phone in front of me where I can
Yeah, make sure you don't
see
miss
if it's
any
ringing.
ringers there, any calls.
I don't want to miss the phone.
Yeah.
All right, so phone's in front of us so we don't miss it.
Nick Terry says it's the Lakeland Game Club.
Oh,
Thanks.
sorry.
Okay. Yeah,
Sorry.
so got to get that right.
Lakeland Game Club. But thanks for the shout out. Yes.
Okay.
We actually swapped pins, them and I. So I was showing off some signage that I've been trying to make some design with this Glowforge, some pub art, like what do we call this, Robert? Like a pub sign.
Pub sign,
like a
yeah, pub
tavern
sign,
sign or a
tavern
pub
sign,
sign.
yeah. Mhm.
So I came up with this little design here for one of my favorite games. It wasn't one of my favorite games. Wow, you can't even see my face.
Yeah, you really disliked it. Well, I wouldn't say really disliked it, but you really didn't like it much the first time we played it.
And then the following times when y'all started adding all the expansions,
had more stuff to do.
but I think it really had everything to do with playing at
2 a.m.
well, that and 6 count.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You know,
yeah. for
5
sure.
and 6 player games just did not fly for me.
Yeah.
But once I got a copy of the Essentials edition in my hands, just the basic Essential edition, at that point, the game really shined for me.
Okay.
Just a basic, like kind of like what Mitch talked about there. Like not all games have to be super brain burner. Not all games have to be like Uber everything, right? It doesn't have to have all the expansions to play it. And Viticulture
Viticulture, yeah.
Essential Edition kind of did that for me. So I wanted to give it some love by putting up a sign in my game room for it. And, kind of, yes, Mitch, I'm blocking my face.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to share that with y'all, my love of this, by giving away one of these signs. So, Rob, this is one I did recently that's completed. I wanted to show you. I had asked folks what they thought, what they would like to see, and some folks told me that a vertical version would be better. And I'm going to give you an idea of what
Portrait versus landscape, yeah.
what one looks like in landscape mode. And I think I'm going to go with a different colored stain on this one, maybe a lighter stain. But it's 3 pieces. We've got an acrylic purple piece where I cut out the grapes and the glass that they use for the letter V.
Okay. Yeah.
So the letter V in the viticulture title is actually this.
That's supposed to be glass. Okay, I didn't realize that. Cool.
Here we go. So we got a copy of viticulture here. You can see, Robert, there, the viticulture title. You see that V with the grapes in it.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be represent a glass. And then from there, it's, let's see, did I miss a call?
I was wondering because I saw it move.
Oh, we
That's why I
did
picked
miss
it
a
up.
call. Ron
Yeah.
Fraser.
Oh,
Let me try that again.
Ron, try us back if you can. I was wondering. I thought I saw the things move, so that's why I grabbed it real quick.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Rob, you keep showing these pieces. I'm going to fix his phone, Ron.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Are we going to show him how you designed it here? Was that the idea? You're
Yeah,
gonna,
the multiple pieces.
Okay, so he's got the.
I hate iPhone.
It's a dual layer, so it's got a top layer, so it's going to have a little 3D depth on it. In addition to the meeple itself that he's done in acrylic, and I know you were talking about whether you like that better in acrylic or whether you like it in solid wood, but
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, so let me give you an example.
Bring that other one over here.
This is the one I made for the Beans and Dice show, a combination of acrylic and wood.
This is a stained piece of wood on top. I wonder, and again, I mean, it's going to be just a lot of playing and maybe getting some ideas from people, but you talked about maybe a lighter stain. I wonder if you can see here, I'll try to hold it at the right angle. You can see that this, the Beans and Dice logo is a separate piece that's glued on, as well as this border that goes around the outside. But I wonder the logo part of it, and in this case, if you did a wooden one with the meeple, the viticulture meeple, if maybe that would be a lighter, if you did the background a little darker and did the cutout.
The cutout and a lighter?
A little bit lighter a shade. I wouldn't go too drastically different, but I wonder if that would make it kind of stand out and pop a little more. I don't know, just some ideas, just throwing them out there. But I think I'd like to see one a little lighter. This one with the black acrylic on it, I think it would look a little better on a little bit lighter.
All right, Ron, I think I fixed it.
You got it fixed?
Okay. My Georgia collar, I'm hoping it's Ron, my Georgia collar. Give it another try.
Okay.
I think I fixed it. Yeah, but what are your thoughts on the acrylic meeple, the grande meeple in purple? I mean,
versus the
using just another piece of wood, right? Like another piece of wood would make it more of an authentic looking, like an authentic tavern sign, like an older timey tavern sign.
Yeah.
Whereas the acrylic is a bit more modern.
Yeah, I personally like that better. I don't like the reflective, and you can see it here. I'm not doing it on purpose, but this is reflecting all the light. So when this is hanging on the wall, if you turn the lights on or whatever, that's going to possibly, depending on where you hang it, is going to reflect the light back off of it. So I'm not crazy about that part, but again, that depends a lot on where you hang it. If you don't hang it close to any light source, it's not going to be an issue at all. But I like the wood. I like old style. I'm an old guy, but
yeah, kind of a more and that's the whole thing that got me going with these was kind of making like an old tavern sign.
Yeah,
like a pub sign. Was the whole purpose of me trying to do it.
Now, somebody mentioned in the comments doing the landscape.
Now the phone's working
above the door.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is Ron Frazier from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Ron Frazier, how are you?
I'm glad I fixed my phone.
I'm glad you fixed your phone. I was wondering what was going on.
Sorry about that, Ron. We missed it. Looks like a call or two from you, so apologize for that.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, so I mentioned in a previous week that I am possibly relocating.
Oh yeah.
Down in Florida. I don't have any news yet.
Oh.
I'm anticipating something coming soon.
Okay.
So dramatic.
Okay.
He's so dramatic.
I was waiting for it.
It's coming. Well, I was told I should have news by the end of the week, and that is tomorrow.
Oh.
So
light a candle for you? Is that what you're saying? Because if you look carefully up there in the corner
that.
by the red lamp, I got my Jesus candle.
Oh yeah,
I will light it
that
up
tonight for you.
Say a prayer and light a candle for you.
Hey, but it got me to thinking. What games would I want to keep out to play? Because I'm going to have to pack. If things go the way that I'm going to have to pack so I can show my house, and I'm going to pack and store most of my games. And the question is, like, what handful of games would I keep out that I know that I'm going to play, or I think that I'm going to play. So, if you guys had a short list,
Yeah.
I'm posing this question to you. If you had a short list, say 7, 8 games that you had to keep, that you get to keep, while the rest of your games are put away for whatever reason, what would you guys do?
Well, I'm going to start with Robert. Robert had some work being done at the house and had to pack it all out and put everything away.
Everything away. That was probably my mistake, but yeah.
Well, and I remember that because like later into the process. I guess you expected it to be a lot
I was
quicker.
going to say, it was supposed to be a 3-week at the very most process. They told us probably 2 weeks, and we ended up 2.5 months. So that was...
And I remember asking you, hey, where's Orleans?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you're like, it's in the pod.
Yep. And every time we wanted to play a game, it's like, it's in the pod. So, yeah, depending... If space was not an issue, again, I think I'd just be looking at probably my top 10 list. It's almost like your deserted island. Which games would you take with you? So if we're not talking about like small games, because I know that could be a thing. If you're showing your house, you may
Right,
not
you're not going to have the ability to
have a game
play
left
it
out all over the place. So, thinking on the smaller side, if we go small, I'll give maybe a couple examples for each one, and maybe we can go back and forth. So,
yeah, let's ping it back. Ping pong.
But
Let's ping pong it.
What's the and you're going to remember?
Come on, serve it up.
The dice rolling, where you're taking over the castles. You got the castle cards in the middle.
Warrior. It's right over there. Art of War.
Art of War. That's a really
Fantasy Flight Games, very small box game.
Yep.
Yahtzee style dice game where you're capturing locations and stealing from each other using samurai theme.
If space was an issue, that would be one for me. I that game has hit off with just about everybody I've shown it to. It's a light-ish, fast-ish dice rolling game, dice chucking game. There's
Ping pong's fast, bro. Ping pong's fast.
Exactly.
Serve it to me.
And there's some
no, serve me now. Now's my turn to hit you back. I received and I'm returning to you.
Tell me to explain.
Palm Island. Palm Island because it's solo player, but it can be 2-player and it fits in your pocket. That's one I would keep. I'm serving it back to you. Ping pong it back to me.
You'd keep out. Well, are we sticking with
We're
small
pinging
games?
it. Whatever. You got like 5 games to be able to keep out. Let's ping pong this back and forth for on.
If we're going for any size, Orleans, as you mentioned, it's got to be.
That's
on
not
my
huge.
list, so.
That would fit.
There's a lot of components, a lot of stuff to that one, but yeah, I think I'd definitely keep.
I think
out
Liar's Dice. That's on my list right now. Like
Liar's
I want
Dice.
that out for just anywhere I go and I have a copy of that with me.
Dune Imperium. That would be one I've got to keep out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Crusaders for me is one that because I just want to get more matches of it. And I know that maybe it's a short period of time that I won't have all the other games. Okay. So let me try playing some of the ones that I want to keep learning.
Love Letter. I know we're gonna do a little talking about Love Letter later, but that's another quick one. Just a deck of cards. It's easy.
I think I'm out. Like
that's what I'm trying to
Rolling
think
Realms.
of now.
Rolling Realms. Because still small box, and we had a blast playing that. I want to get that one more to the table.
Finally got that to the table the other day, and that's a fun one.
All right, we gave you about 3 or 4 each of us. What's your answer, Ron? What are you gonna hold on to?
I'm going to do part of my Marvel Champion collection.
Yep.
I have a smaller box that can put some stuff in. I got some pre-built decks. So that's one. I was unmatched. I wouldn't have all of my unmatched because there's too much. But like Covenant Fog, I would definitely keep out. And then like not Little Red, but yeah, it is Little Red versus Beowulf.
Oh, that's a fun one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'd rather play the Jurassic Park and Raptor, Muldoon and Raptors.
The Raptors. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I can at least teach that one to someone else.
Yeah. So that's 2. And as far as small games, I've really been loving on long shot the dice game. I've gotten a lot of places at it.
Are you looking at our table right now? Because on my table,
and he's got
I've got
long shot right on the
the
table.
new
right
unmatched.
here,
We're going to go through, and the new long shot dice game.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all.
He's setting you up.
Games that I love that
This is not a setup call, folks. I didn't have him call in just to prime
bring
the
up
pump.
those games. Yeah.
And so those are the first 3 off the top of my head. I got but outside of that, it's like it's hard.
Yeah. I like I said, I mentioned I packed up all mine, which was a mistake, I guess. But
that's because you don't like making decisions.
That's like I say. The other part
he
of that
didn't
is
want to think about it.
If I had to pull out a handful of them, it would have probably taken me the better part of a couple of days to figure out which ones I was going to keep out. So yeah.
What was the most recent trip, Rob, where you and I took some games, and it might have been like right before game day, and I spent like an hour with you going through. These are the games I'm taking.
When I left
and
your
you
house.
said,
When I left your house after the show that Thursday night, because it was a game day Saturday, and you had put a stack of them, and you kept adding them, and you're like, but the shop has all these games. I probably shouldn't bring any. And then you were like, I'm just going to bring 2. I'm just going to bring 4. I'm just going to bring 6. And as on my way out the door, I said, I know that stack is going to completely be different by the time you show up on Saturday.
damn it if he wasn't
You
right.
came out Saturday, and I think you maybe had 1 or 2 of those games, and you had about 6 others. So
spending hours just deciding, well, which one is better.
That's just going to game day. I mean, we're not talking about you, Ron, where you're going to be packing up for however long. I mean, that's got to be gut wrenching.
Yeah. So I would keep Ticket to Ride London.
Okay.
My wife loves that.
Small.
Nice.
It plays quick. Yeah, small and nice. And then outside of that, so that's 4.
Okay.
But I just thought it was an interesting thought exercise, because usually when we have questions like this, is like, if you were on a deserted island,
Yeah.
and you could only take one game, and this is a little,
This one to me was more relatable, more real.
Yeah.
Like I can feel it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm feeling it right now.
You're going through that, living through
We're
it.
going to light a candle up for you. We're going to thank you for your call and hope hear good news next week from you. You know, either way, it's all good news. There's always a plan behind it all.
Right on.
Appreciate you, brother. God bless.
Take it easy, guys.
That's our buddy, Ron Frazier from
Yeah.
Hot Atlanta.
Yeah.
Wayne asked, no Tiny Epic games? I don't know. Although I like Tiny Epic Epics are big games in little boxes.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Yeah.
And it's a lot of energy to play those games.
Tiny and they're epic.
Right? Like I'm you know, I
But if you only have a limited amount of space, you can only pack away one little shelf of stuff. You may want to heavier game.
Tiny Epic Blood Rage when that comes out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
As Wayne calls it.
we got coming out with the newly announced Viking edition. Yeah, but
on this
lots of
topic,
comments on it. Go ahead and hit
Nick
it.
Terry says he needs to purge his collection, and then Mitch promptly offers him $2.50.
Woo!
Because we can count on that.
Nice. I don't think that's going to work. No.
Nick Terry's asking about the next game day. It's going to be the second Saturday of May at Armada Games.
2 Saturdays. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 Saturdays from now.
Yep.
It'll be at Armada Games. Come on out and join us. We haven't seen you in a bit. And then it goes into this bidding war between Mitchell and Nick.
About how much they're going to pay for the collection over there. Yeah.
And I missed a lot of the comments about the signage. Let me jump back in here and kind of see what were the comments in here. Wow, there were a lot of comments. Holy crap, I missed a lot. Let's see. Okay, the first one is, I think it's Wayne's turn to call in. Thank you. Thank you, Mitch.
Yeah, get more callers.
Let's see. Oh, here you go. Diego's asking if we played Long Shot. We have not, but we are going to open it up and show you a little bit what's inside. And then Mitch says, safe to say Carlos isn't ordering Viticulture World.
Probably pretty safe. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. Although you're warming on viticulture, so who knows?
Co-op though,
Co-op?
you know, I like co-ops. I don't love co-ops.
Yeah, you're
I'll
not a huge
enjoy
fan.
a co-op.
I like the co-ops.
But you and your buddies over there start mathing everything out for everyone, and then it just becomes suckage.
No,
Because you can't stop, like, y'all can't stop talking out loud about what the best thing to do is.
us against the game, baby.
And then I'm just like, fine, I'll just do the opposite of what you said.
Well,
Like, because I want to contribute. Anyway, co-ops are okay.
okay.
We're-
Yeah, co-ops are
Mom
good.
and Dad are arguing here.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
I hate it when mom and dad
You
fight.
do what you want to do. Yeah.
Diego, also known as Motive Force,
Oh yeah, I mentioned that. Above
mentions
the
the landscape above a door, and
Yeah.
that's why I like the landscape style. I know we had talked about landscape versus portrait,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm trying to envision, what do you see, or envision on signs hanging somewhere or above a door. I think a little bit of both, because the vertical would probably be hanging outside the door,
door. It depends on your space, but yeah. Mhm.
and then horizontal would be the more like on the door type of signage.
Yeah.
But thank you, Nick Terry. He calls them beautiful. Wayne says would also be cool to say winery instead of tap.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I thought about that, Wayne, but I really wanted to use the viticulture V
Oh.
in there. that wine glass V with the grapes. So tavern to me just kind of hit well.
You could have vinery.
But if I
is it your this is your vinery?
but maybe if I push them together and make a
Two?
W,
You could try.
and then like and like mirror the grapes, so it could be a winery.
I'd have to look at that design. Yeah, I don't know.
I like the idea. This is cool. I like these topics.
Something to play with. Yeah.
Phone line's open. If you don't like the topic, call in and change it. That's what we do here.
Yeah, we just jump around.
If you don't like what we're talking about, you call in and give us a new topic, kind of like what Ron Frazier just did.
Mitchell says thinks he should give those to the first caller.
Oh, to the first caller next week.
You just whoever calls in first. So
Nick Terry needs a sign. He says, Mr. G's giving compliments. They're fantastic.
there's the one, the first
Our
caller.
first caller. Mitch wants to give it to the first caller. What my thought is for next week, and I'll start putting it out there now, is I'm going to give away one of those to your choice, landscape or portrait mode of these, as long as you're a subscriber to the show and you watch and comment during the show. You do those two things, and you are in the running for your own very own tavern pub sign. The first one I'm doing here is of the viticulture variety. But I'm learning that I can pretty much take any board game, and if I get a little punny, we can figure out how to name a bar or a tavern or an inn.
Or vinery.
Or a vinery.
Vinery.
After it.
Yeah.
Wayne's complimenting them. Thank you, Wayne, for the compliment. When will I be getting it in the mail?
Yeah.
Actually, I made some for Mr. Jeeves' son for the birth of his son to celebrate. I made some
those little
baby picture milestone
month
symbols,
markers. Yeah,
and that's what got me thinking I can do this.
Yeah,
because I went and figured out how to draw the meeples out for different games that Jeeves or Kyle likes to try to make those little signs. And I thought, man, that'd be cool if I use that as like a logo instead of the Beans and Dice logo on a sign.
Yeah.
And it just all kind of came together.
It started hitting off.
Let's see here. Mitchell says, it looks great until Stegmeyer hits you with a lawsuit.
Don't talk about that. Don't bring that up.
Yeah. I mean, Etsy is full of this stuff. So I really don't know how that works out. I just know that I'm not selling it. I'm having fun. I'm designing stuff for my own room. We'll figure that one out as we go. Mr. Jeeves is talking about that's cool. Nick, I think I must have been showing all the different ones at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne supports me only when I sell it.
Yeah.
I need a copyright attorney stat. Meeple's too shiny against the wood, and I'm feeling that.
Yeah,
like,
it's reflective.
Once I put this one together and set it up, like I thought purple would be great, kind of like a grape. But I'm thinking, man, I think wood is it.
Yeah, I think the wood. I like the wood. And you can, like I say, you could play with the stains, see if maybe you want to contrast them that way and make it look a little different so it stands out a bit.
But maybe this is one I give away.
Hey, there we go. The acrylic one.
That, or if you want your own acrylic grande meeple, I got one of those left over.
Just one of these to hang on the wall or something, yeah.
You do you. Let's see. Wayne loved the color pop. And that's the thing with the color. I like that. But that shininess is just a bit much.
I don't know if there's something you could do to dull that somehow.
Diego says make an acrylic hat. I like that.
Yeah, that's an idea.
But it's too shiny, says Wayne. And yes, Mitch, I know it's called Grande Worker, but I couldn't 100% rip off.
No? You just went 99% of the way?
Right. If you change 25% of it, it's yours now, right?
Is that right?
I don't know.
Is that what the law is in Louisiana?
9/10 of the law.
Yeah, St. Louis.
Let's see. I really love the Beans and Dice one. I loved it. I loved how this one came out.
Yeah, that one looks nice.
The black to me on the gloss, I know it's shiny, but it feels elegant. I don't know if I said how to say that, but it feels elegant.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
And then the logo being etched on wood
Yeah.
and then raised on top just kind of popped.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then I like that perimeter in that style. But yes, thank you. I'm having fun with these. Those were all the ones I finally caught up on.
Yeah, so we're talking about Ron's call there. I know a good topic, and I was thinking that too. I mean, you could kind of do two lists. I was thinking more just in my collection, but then you can always do even games that aren't in your collection. What would you go to a desert island with? What would you buy? What would you keep? So that's an interesting topic too. Yeah, maybe future show.
Nick Terry was asking about is there any gaming going on tomorrow? No, not for Friday for me. I got family.
I know Saturday the Wesley Chapel gaming group is over at the Groves.
Saturday.
At the Artisanal Ales, the Double Branch, I think it's called over there. But I plan to try to get over there. I don't.
Double Branch Vinery?
No. The brewery over there. But I know they're going, I think, roughly from 12 to 5. I know they stay later sometimes, but I'm going to try to make it over there for at least part of that game day.
Then Mitch says, wait, the game day is actually back to second Saturday? No more false
advertising? Yeah. Well, we have to float it sometimes. There's things going on.
If you've known me long enough now, you know my ADD prevents me from doing anything consistently.
On any kind of regular basis?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it bothers me when it gets too consistent that I have to shake it up. I just have to.
All right.
Nick Terry says, not Galaxies. We're talking about games we'd keep.
Easy and
Tiny
fast.
Epic. I do agree. Galaxies
Is it?
But you played with the expansion recently, and that adds a whole lot of depth. But I have Blast Off. Blast Off simplifies Galaxies.
Even quicker? Okay.
Yeah, so I think Blast Off.
I never thought Galaxies was that long, but I don't know.
Saturday the 7th? No, I think it would be like the 4th.
14th.
Get a calendar,
It's
Terry.
the 14th.
Google it, bro.
Yeah.
Second Saturday.
14th.
Alexa.
2 weeks.
When's the second Saturday of May?
Yeah, 14th. It's 2 weeks from Saturday.
We appreciate you, Terry.
Yeah.
Alexa's yelling at me now and trying to tell me when the next second Saturday
Quit
is.
yelling at me.
Wayne says 3 alphas and Carlos, Agent of Chaos. Actually, we've been playing through Sleeping Gods, which is right behind us.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually 2 alphas. Right there. There you go. 2 alphas and 2 Agents of Chaos, because I've joined on. It's myself. It's Dan from Your Turn. It's Rob and Nick Oben, and Dan and I are just doing Chaos. Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name, where you're calling from.
Hey, Carlos. Wayne, how's it going?
Hey, Wayne.
Another Agent of Chaos joined me.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. How's it going tonight, guys?
Things are well. We're kind of high on the stains. The fumes, are fresh.
I smell it. I smell it.
They look good, though, man. That's cool, man. You could definitely, people have custom logos and stuff for their game room. Blinging out a game room is a cool thing. You have the tables, you got the calyx, but adding stuff to the wall is cool.
Yeah, I just don't know how my wife's going to feel when I take chains and hang this out the front door. So it floats in the wind to get people's attention.
That can you be even more?
The HOA will send me a letter.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, Wayne, one of these will be your problem to figure out with your wife on next week's show.
Sure,
because you'll be in the running too.
Well, I'll probably, hopefully, maybe I'll be there next week. But
comment and subscribe, and you'll be in the running.
Yep, there we go. I was calling in. I fell down the BGA wormhole this week, man.
Oh yeah,
I saw that.
I just, what it is. I found a group of people that do asynchronous games, where you don't have to. It's not like you can check in every couple hours and it's your turn again. And just work's been super stressful this week. So every so often I just need a break. I minimize everything from work, bring up BGA, and cool, I got 4 games I can make a turn on.
Nice.
And it was awesome. I've played several games that I have never played before that I was looking to play. I played Downforce and Nidavellir. Playing El Grande, Welcome to via async play. And then if I didn't have a turn when I pulled up a thing, I was just cranking out a bunch of games that Can't Stop and some other smaller games, King of Tokyo, whatever. And man, I'm loving, I can see where some games don't work for it, but to be able to have a game that you say is scheduled to have 2 turns per day and it's last 5 days.
Yeah.
And then, there's no stress. You can kind of in between work or at lunch, just log in, do a couple quick turns. It's pretty cool. I actually just today went premium on BGA just to open up so I can create games and, do stuff for people, to schedule games that are premium only. But it's pretty cool to be able to play games like that,
Gone deep down the rabbit hole, all the way in.
Yeah, all the way in. I'm there. Just with work, it's cool.
I did a little bit of that a long time ago, back in the 90s. I played a game called VGA Planets, and it was a asynchronous play-by. It was over email. You would send turns back and forth. You'd play your turn. It could take. It was a huge galaxy conquest game. It could take an hour to run your turn, and then you'd pack it, you'd zip up the file, you'd then send it over email to the next player or whatever, and you'd go back and forth and play these giant games that would take 2-3 years to complete. But it's a good time, and being able to do it on your own time. You could do it at 2:00 in the morning if you're up late one night. You can do it in the middle of the day if you're taking a break from work or whatever. But that's a good way to do it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, one of the cool things I learned, so I was playing Downforce first time I played it. Kind of a cool game. I like it.
Light and fast.
I'd log. Yeah, light and fast. I log back in, and all the cars are crazily moving. I'm like, holy cow, what happened? Well, what's cool about BGA is on the left-hand side, you can see the moves.
Oh, yeah.
There's also a feature where you can say replay, and it'll literally go back to your last move, and then in quick order, it'll replay all the moves that happened in between your last turn and your current turn.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can kind of see what people did. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. Being able to see what people did and not have to go back and try to figure it out.
Try to read it out of a log or something. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, try to read it out of a log. Yeah, that replay thing was pretty cool. So I've enjoyed that. I've been enjoying that. So, and then can't stop, man. I got to find a physical copy of that game because I'm addicted to it.
I want a physical copy of that game. It's been on my wish
Yeah.
list on Amazon for so long, and I've never pulled the trigger on it. It's another one of these like
super
Yahtzee
simple.
style dice chuckers.
Yep, and it hits that like that gambling addiction in you where you're like you really can't. Like I've had it happen where I'm like one more roll, I busted, damn it, and you keep going. It's a super simple game, but wow, it's so fun.
Well, I'm on there right now. I'm on the BGA right now, and I'm accepting your friend request.
I was going to show you. I don't know if you saw who all the people were who posted all their handles today, but that one you just approved is that
okay.
person. So there's a list of them all. I put yours out there. I told people what yours was. So
Well, thanks for sharing my handle.
yeah, that's why you're getting the requests.
It worked out though.
Yeah.
It works.
There you go.
Y'all can see here. There's my BGA. I wasn't sure if I was premium or not. Apparently, I think I am premium. It says you're premium. I believe this banner here means I'm premium.
Are you? Okay.
So it looks like I'm premium as well.
Cool.
So hey, look at us. We're premium. Rob, are you premium?
I'm not. No.
Oh,
I figured,
Wayne.
why would I go premium?
Shame him, Wayne. Shame him.
$30, man.
$30. Oh no. All right. I'm staying staying free.
Stay free. There you go.
Oh,
But no,
there's
it
J-Bell.
was pretty cool. I like. No, I'm sure we're making. I forget the guy's name who hates online gaming, but I'm sure he's
Steven.
screaming our names in
I'll
FPG
never
right now,
forget
but
Steven.
Yeah, Steven. But
Steven will never. And look, Rob finally sent me a friend request. How long have we been playing on there? You finally sent me a.
Did I send you a friend request?
That's what it said.
I don't remember doing it.
yeah,
but,
you're popular
Maybe you,
now.
no, you accepted my. I had to go reach out to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know where to go to
You
accept
saw?
friends
Did you see that? I
requests.
hit the popular achievement.
Woohoo! 10,
I'm
10
excited.
friends. You got 10 friends now.
All right, so now it's time for me to try an asynchronous game. The last time I played an asynchronous game was with Robert, and it was ay Dios mío, what was it?
What did we
The
play?
spaceships card deck building game, Star Realms.
Yeah.
Star Realms.
Yep.
And they had an app, and the app allowed for
Oh, yeah,
asynchronous
yeah.
play.
I remember
And
that.
it was really cool.
Yeah.
Because you can do real quick, do your thing, attack him, do his damage, and then hit end.
Yep.
I'd get a notification. It'd be my turn, and it would kind of quickly replay everything you did to me.
Yep.
So I'd be downstairs in the cafeteria at lunch being like, no, mother.
Mother ever. No, yeah. No, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was fun because sometimes we'd knock out a whole game in just half an hour, and then sometimes when something come up, you'd just play a couple turns, and then we'd wait and hit it the next day. So, yeah.
What do you recommend I start
cool.
with
Yeah, but
asynchronous wise? Which one's
I
like
don't know.
an
We could
easy
figure
one?
something out. I mean, you could do Chocolate Factory, Suminova. You do Welcome to. You got
All of them
You
asynchronous.
could do
Okay.
Downforce. You can make any game async.
Let's start
Now,
one.
some games it'll say this game is not recommended for async play. But when you go to create a game, it'll tell you there'll be a flag that says this is not a good game for async play.
Ooh, do we got Brass
but you can
Birmingham on
basically
there?
set up a game. No, they don't have Brass Birmingham yet.
I was just going to search.
That's a good one.
That would be fun.
Maybe we'll start with something like Space Base.
Yeah, let's do it.
yeah.
Or just asynchronous. Maybe can Rob join with us? Like even if
Yeah,
he's
well,
not premium.
yeah, because you're
Yeah,
as long as there's one premium person, yeah, you're good.
All right, so we'll give that a
either of
try.
us can
We'll
create a game
get
and
Mitch
then
in
set it
there
up. Yep.
because he's the one that's got me into this thing. So we'll see about getting Mitch into an asynchronous game. Let's do it.
All right, well, guys, you have a good night.
All right,
Take
we'll
my
see
call.
you next week.
Thanks for calling, Wayne. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Yep.
That's Wayne Kruger of Lutz, Florida. Where
Lutz,
I'm
just
from.
around the corner.
Lutz.
Yeah, he's just
Southside Lutz.
I know he was talking about coming over tonight, but he was feeling a little under the weather. I think
I told
he
him,
said,
stay the hell home.
Yeah, stay home. Yeah, get better.
If you feel under the weather, do not come here. I did want to give a shout out to you, Rob. Here, Kyle says this is why Rob is my favorite. The whole alpha gamer thing.
Nice.
Telling everybody what to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know Kyle was that type of person.
It's us against the game, so we're gonna figure out what the best thing to do. And the harder the game gets, the better that is. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's see. Mitchell says, I wonder if Viticulture World will lead to one person alpha gaming and dictating everything like in some other. Yes.
I'll have to see what the mechanics of it all are. But yeah,
There have to be mechanisms built into the game that create decision spaces for just one person.
and usually that's secret information. So I'm not sure if there's any secret information, private information in Viticulture World. But that's the way a lot of game designers overcome that, because when all the information's open, then again one person can look and see all the options. So if you have some kind of a secret hand of cards, the more of that you have, the more hidden information you have, the harder it is for somebody to try to run the game. So
that's what I'm looking for. Is something where there is some decision space, at least some separation of the alpha.
yeah,
I think for me, Marvel United does it well.
Okay, because you have a hand of cards.
I have my hand of cards. You can't see it, but we're also playing together in the sense of what you played helps me out.
Yeah.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, Carlos and Rob, this is Nick, and I got my buddy Michael here from Axford.
Hey,
Hello.
Nick and Michael. How are you?
Hello, Michael.
Good. We're doing well. Yeah, Michael just told me he's going to join this Saturday at the game day. So
Oh,
I was
sweet.
like, come join the phone call.
Awesome. Yeah, I will definitely see you Saturday. We were just talking about that earlier. I don't know if you caught that beginning of the show, but I'm definitely planning to come out 12 to 5. I advertised where the advertised hours, although I know sometimes it runs a little later, but I'm planning to be there. I probably won't be there right at 12, but I'll be there maybe around 1 or 2, and then I'm planning to get a game or two in.
Very cool. So I just tuned in. We just finished Axford of the night. Michael did great.
Awesome.
But I don't know. I don't know if Carlos has mentioned the Blood Bowl tournament last weekend. But what up, Blood Bowl?
Very briefly, he mentioned it, but he hadn't gotten any details yet. So
That was exhausting.
yeah, exhausting.
It was exhausting.
All right.
We were up late, up early.
Shirts on, shirts off, from what I understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was a lot of shirts
Oh
off.
my God!
All right, well, tell us about it.
Entirely too many shirts off. Which, to be fair, at a Blood Bowl tournament is one. One is entirely
Too many.
shirts off.
I saw the picture of the guys who were playing in it. Luckily, the picture I saw was all shirts on, but I can't imagine. So, yeah, but tell us, how'd it go?
It was a lot of fun. 6 Blood Bowl games in 2 days is a lot. 4 in the first day, 2 in the second. I went 3, 2-1, 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. The tie was against Barry, so got to give credit where it's due. He was playing halflings and managed to tie. But ever since then, I have been brainstorming my next tournament roster and what I would do different.
That's what I love about
And
Blood Bowl.
it's
I walk away
wild.
hating it after a bunch of losses, but then I do nothing but stay up all night thinking about how can I do it better.
Reminds me of the days of X-Wing. But
Yes.
Yeah.
So I realized I'm in a major in here. Michael, and for anyone else listening, Blood Bowl is basically a football simulator where you're allowed to kill your opponent too. So, like, you win by scoring touchdowns. That's how you win. You move the ball down the field, you pass, you hand off, you run plays, you block. But when you block your opponent, you're also allowed to kill them. And you're allowed to foul them and try to kill them and stuff. So it's
Curb stomping, baby.
It's wild. Heads up game, 2-player, one coach versus another coach. We both control a team. We're moving down the pitch. That's
Well,
the deal.
let me ask Michael, because you described a very in-depth hobby-ish game. You know what? Hobby game. Let's go straight there.
Hobby-ish, yeah.
Michael, what brings you into wanting or accepting an invite to a game day?
Nick's charisma.
Oh,
Of course.
He's sexy. Yeah, I mean, I can't doubt it. He's sexy.
So I love more complex games, but it's not often that we have an opportunity to play, just more than a 2-player game. So it's super cool to be able to kick Nick's ass.
What's hitting your table
Yeah.
lately?
We really just we play Splendor a lot.
Solid game.
That's basically it.
yeah, Splendor's good.
Yeah, I still have my copy inside of a nice wooden box, its own special wooden box. Very good game.
Yeah, and Michael, you've got a wife, and then your only son is 3.
Yeah.
So you're a little behind on the family gaming at this point. Like we do, so we're still doing game a day on our side. The boys being 10, 9, and then Lindsay being 7. We're like in the thick of like, oh, family game, let's do it. Like the world is our oyster. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Michael and his wife got Leo. Actually, I'll mention this game. Bring it up, dude. I cannot say enough good things about this game. Actually,
Cuphead, yeah.
Cuphead, the fast dice rolling game. I think it's literally called like fast dice game or something. But Cuphead is the name of it. The 2021 title. It's a new board game based on the 2017 video game. So this is a full-on port from a video game to a board game, and it is fun. It is hard. It's a co-op, real-time dice roller where you are trying to avoid, you're rolling dice, trying to avoid getting hit by the boss and instead do damage to him. It feels like a side-scroller video game, which is what Cuphead is. Cuphead is an old school. It's a new game, 2017, but the style is a side-scroller video game, moving left to right, trying to avoid getting hit by the missile and instead, hit them. And the way the game plays out, you put out 3 cards, sometimes 4. 3 cards, and for each card you have to roll the right dice to avoid the attack, and you have an opportunity to assign extra dice to do damage if you roll those. But it's a race against the clock. You have to roll all 6 of your dice repeatedly over and over again for 20 seconds until you satisfy the criteria of all the cards, but you have to do it in order. So you have to satisfy the criteria of the first card, then keep rolling the next, and do the next card, and then the next card. You have 20 seconds. And at any step, if you choose to assign extra dice to do damage, you're taking away from your ability to use those dice to mitigate the risk of the later cards. So it's a big strategy. And what's neat about it, once you start the timer and you start the dice rolling, it's real time. But until you do that, you see the 3 cards. So maybe the first card requires 2 dice. The next card requires 1, and the last card requires 1. Okay. So to dodge all the attacks, you need 4 dice. 2, 1, 1. You have 6 dice total in your pool. So maybe you strategize ahead of time. Hey, we're going to just focus on dodging the first, dodging the second, and then do as much damage as you can on the third, because you know you're going to have 3 dice going into that third card, because you will have dodged for 2, dodged for 1, and now you can do damage. So you can strategize how to best beat that round of cards, but then the cards will change every time you play. There's different phases. Each boss plays a little different. It's a campaign game. You travel through the 8 bosses. Every time you beat a boss, you get money. You can spend the money to upgrade your weapons, upgrade your items. You gain experience. It's great. It is a wild, fun time that you can do a boss fight in like 10 minutes or so to get through the whole thing.
Is it cooperative?
Yeah, co-op. Yep.
Cooperative. Yep. Cooperative. Yep. Yeah. So you are all playing a character from the Cuphead universe trying to beat the boss. And there's 8 bosses. I don't know if you're bringing it up there on the.
Yeah, we've got it on the BTG. We're looking at some pictures of it.
Super, super simple. Components are easy. Setup is nothing. Gameplay is quick. You can do a boss in 10 minutes. You'll either die or you'll win in that time.
Right.
Die quickly.
Right,
it can be tough. But
I've heard it's hard.
I'm going to bring it on Saturday as a filler game, but it's just anyone out there that's played real-time dice chuckers, right? The dice chucker is a term. It's not a dice game. It's a dice chucker. You pick those dice up and you throw them down, and you see what you get, and you pick them up and you throw them down again because the time is going. It's intense and it's fun. It's great.
Yeah, and I've heard it. I've heard it's difficult, and I know the video game was famous for being extremely difficult. So it kind of fits in that vein. Yeah. I think they designed it that way on purpose. And as I say, I like the concept, and I know when it first came out, I was interested in it. And then I heard a few things about the real time kind of lost me. A lot of people didn't like it because it was again, like you say, a real time dice chucker. It's kind of chaotic. People are just grabbing dice and throwing dice, and then the difficulty I guess turns some people off. That it is very difficult to beat, but it's one I definitely would like to try.
What's the time frame? Yeah. How quick does a match get played in?
What's that?
How fast is the game?
10 minutes.
Yeah, he said 10 minutes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perfect. That's in line. See, that makes sense.
Assuming you know how to play, and you just said, like, the boys and I we're doing the game a day. Sure. We treat it as like, oh, we don't have much time. Let's knock out a boss. And kind of we can truly set up to clean up probably 15 minutes, but still
nice.
easy to do that. Yeah, no, it's great. And yes, it is very hard though. Like other well done dice games, before you start rolling dice, you can decide how to attack the problem. And then yes, it depends on what dice you roll. It does.
Sure.
But a strategy going in that will mitigate the risk. And actually, it's big news for anyone out there that has ever played this game. The boys and I just got our first A+. we didn't think A+ was possible when we first started playing. We were passing bosses, so you get scores, depending on how well you do, how much life you have left, how many cards you have left, other stuff. When we first started playing, we beat the first boss with like a C- score. And we were just sitting there being like, you cannot get an A+. This is impossible. And we just got it yesterday for the first time on the fourth boss. Like the fourth boss, he killed us the first try. The second try, we got an A+. And the euphoria at the table when we beat him, and we all had full health still. We had cards to spare, and we were tallying up the points, and we got exactly what you needed. You need 160 points at 3 players. We got 160, and we were like, what? We did it? Which, by the way, then it translates very well from the video game world. Imagine the first time you ever played a challenging video game.
Super Mario Brothers, like just making the run.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Fast forward to 50 hours into that game and how good you are at it now. And like how it was almost impossible to realize how good you could be at it when you first started. This game does that very well, but in a fraction of the time. We probably played 10 times. It took us that we have failed a boss more than we have succeeded. Like most bosses, you fail 2 or 3 times and then you get through. And now we've gotten better. And this fourth boss, we died once and then we got an A+ one.
Nice.
Amazing. So good.
It feels like something that could, for me, instead of dice thrones.
Okay.
A dice chucker that's faster.
Yeah, and cooperative. Yeah.
Sounds like Nick's at a party
Got a
now.
party going on over there.
So I think at this point, we'll tell Nick good night so he can get back to his party. He's jamming it up.
Yeah, sorry, we got some music on in the background here. We're still at the act starting place. But yeah, I'll let you guys go. We're at 10:05.
All right, Poppy. I'll see you soon.
Probably see you Saturday.
Awesome. Yes.
Good night, Nick.
Sounds great, man. Have a good
Thanks for
night.
calling.
That's Nick Oben from Wesley Chapel. Bye, Michael. Don't forget
Michael
Michael.
and Nick. Yep.
Michael and Nick. Rob will meet you on Saturday.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, man. Bye-bye.
There you go. Push that button. Like, they're not going to hang up. You're going to hang up.
At the party. No, you hang up first.
You hang up.
No, you hang up first.
No, you hang up.
You hang up first.
Okay. Click. What? You hung up?
Oh, shout out to buddy Bryson. Bryson, what are you doing up this late, brother? You got school in the morning.
Bryson.
It's one of my kids' friends.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Let's wrap up these comments here. Where was it? Kyle likes Rob because Rob's a jerk, and apparently Kyle's a jerk too.
Not a jerk. Figuring stuff out.
Let's see. I was talking about asynchronous games and which ones be better. Nick Oben says 7 Wonders Duel is great asynchronous. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a BGA game.
Yeah. Anything turn-based like that where you're just going back and forth, I would think would work well.
Wayne is clarifying. No, it's not COVID. It's just sinuses.
Oh, yeah, just a little something under the weather. Yeah.
Mitch wants in on the async games. Brass has Steam implementation. I do have the Steam version of Brass.
Oh, okay.
I have played that.
We may have to get that.
Let's see. Mitch is I second Nick's charisma.
Okay.
Nick is excitable.
Yeah.
Which is, makes it fun. Wayne says the video game is super hard and also now a Netflix cartoon show.
It's got 1 season. My son has watched the first season. He keeps asking me when the second season's coming out. I told him I have no clue.
But speaking of Netflix, they also picked up the Exploding Kittens line IP.
Oh, really?
There's going to be an Exploding Kittens video game through Netflix.
Okay.
And an Exploding Videos show.
Okay.
Like a full-on
Exploding Kittens TV show.
Yes, with I think Lucy Liu.
No thanks.
As a voice on there.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think I'm interested in that at all. I guess
I'm like, to me that's so rando.
Yeah, seems a little odd.
Let's see here. Netflix announces Exploding Kittens mobile game, an animated series in first of its kind deal based on the popular card game Exploding Kittens.
Have you exploded?
I found it funny. Yeah, it's Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu. Okay.
She's going to be in there. We got Abraham Lim, Tom
Shazam.
Ellis.
They're gonna pick Shazam, really.
Out of all the stuff Lucy Lou's done,
Shazam.
Shazam.
Okay, sure.
So it's going to be a thing.
Okay,
That's interesting.
we'll see. We'll see.
Netflix is getting into some stuff here.
We love Cuphead. We love to hate it. Going to have to look into it. Thanks, other Nick.
Because
From
must be
one
the
Nick
video game he's talking about.
Yeah, from one Nick to another. But yeah, that video game is supposedly ridiculously hard. So Wayne Kruger, the Dice Tower, has a gameplay of it if you want to watch gameplay footage. Yeah, I think they played it at the Spectacular, I believe. I think that was the fall, the winter, one of the
I don't think I would have ever
Spectaculars.
gave this game a look.
Yeah.
The artwork's kind of that 50s style.
Yeah, well, I'm liking that artwork. I'm liking that style. There's a bunch of Vagrant Song has kind of that same 1950s look. There's another big one that just came out recently. I can't remember the name of it. I can see it sitting on the shelf over at Your Turn, and I can't visualize the name. But yeah,
Town Tussle.
Town Folk Tussle.
That's the one.
That's the one.
The feels. It's just kind of like the 20s, 30s, 40s kind of like cartoon intermission thing.
Yep, exactly.
It's the feeling I get from that.
Yep. And then actually Tom over on Dice Tower keeps saying that everybody says they're ripping off Town Folk Tussle. And he's like, do people not realize that this was a whole art style back in the 30s and the 40s? It's like, it's all a rip off of that. So, but yeah, very cool.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
Except for Long Shot. What? No, it's not new either. Neither's Long Shot.
Long
Not
Shots, that fulfilled according to, I know Dan was telling me he just got his Kickstarter fulfilled in February, so it's
new.
not.
I think it's been sitting in a box somewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I got my copy in. It wasn't
Nice.
a Kickstarter or anything. I got a retail
Picked up a
version of
copy,
it.
yeah.
Because I like rolling rights and
Very popular, plays up to 8 people, I believe, is it?
6, 8.
8.
No, it is
it's
8.
So yeah, we got to get an
Yeah.
8-player game of that going. So from what I understand, the 8-player version really isn't much longer than the 4-player, or I think it goes down to, is it all the way down to 2?
1.
Down to 1. Oh, it's got a solo mode.
It does have a
Nice.
solo card in there.
Okay,
So I
cool.
was going to take y'all through that. I guess before I really dive into it.
This is the dice version of Long Shot, the board game, which is a much older game. Here, I'll let you go through the bits, however you want to do that. But yeah, Long Shot was a board game from a little while back. I don't know how old that is. We'd have to pull it up on the BGG. But anyway, this one has definitely some different mechanics. I mean, obviously it's dice now, but it was a well-liked horse racing game, betting on horse racing. The dice version kept some of the ideas, but added a whole new thing here with this board and being able to place bets on different horses, and you can use die rolls to get benefits. To do different things, to make different horses move faster, make your horse or certain horses move when other horses move. There's a concession stand thing where you can go and buy different powers and benefits. In this one, you can actually buy a horse during the race, and if you pay the money to buy a horse, you then claim that horse. Only one person can claim each horse, and then when you claim a horse, it gives you the special ability that horse has for the rest of the game. So very interesting, very chaotic.
And there's stacks of horse cards in here. So
Yeah.
there's all varieties of horses
some
with
variability.
different types of abilities, based on what I read in the rule book so far. But this is a stack of horse cards.
Yeah.
And they come in sets. You can play them in sets.
Okay.
But then you can also mix and match the sets. Almost like Tyrants of the Underdark.
Okay.
You got different
Shuffle
sets.
different decks together?
And you can also shuffle different decks together to make your mix of horses just to add variety.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Nice chunky dice,
Yeah.
easy to read.
Those bits are really
This is the
cool.
reason that really stood out
those are
for
really,
me.
really cool. Chunky. Speaking of chunky bits.
It's these wooden horses, and they've got numbers on them, and they stand up. When you play them, you literally stand them up like that and then run them on the track. I just thought that looked so cool.
Yeah, and they're nice, big, chunky wooden bits there. So
That's kind of what got me getting this game some attention, along with the no pun included.
yeah, the review.
Yeah, that just.
Yeah.
But both games in that no pun included review
Yeah.
came out on top for him. Just
Yeah.
two different reasons.
It was interesting that the new one is getting all the popularity, all the pub. A lot of people are saying that the newer version is so much better than the old. But he made some good points. Efka made some good points about why he enjoyed the old version, and I think he actually said he prefers slightly the old version. Again, they are two very different games, but
for its simplicity and its wackiness and its simulation of horse racing.
right.
Like the luck is what the luck is.
Right. The old one was a little more based on the luck, and this one you've got some different abilities and things that allow you to mitigate a lot of stuff. And this one you can take a
gamified it.
You can move a horse back. So if somebody else has got a horse that's out front and is going to win, everybody starts betting on them. Then you can actually take your turn to move that horse backwards and move other horses up and do different things. So yeah, this one has a lot more conflict, a lot more interaction, I think. The other one was, like you say, it could be just a runaway winner. Once a horse gets going, everybody bets on that horse, which I guess is a drawback a little bit of downforce. A lot of people have talked about that lately, that's got a runaway problem, is that once one car gets out front, everybody just keeps betting on that car.
And if you were the first one to bet on that car, you're going to win automatically because you were early to
on
it.
Yeah. So
we'll see. Well, my hope is that with this receiving of this game, Robert and I can get to y'all some info on our thoughts.
Yeah, we got to get it played.
So that you can make a decision on that. We did play a quick game of Rolling Realms for the first time.
For the first time, we got that out.
This week. And that one I would recommend. Like, just my initial,
right here.
Right off the bat, initial thoughts. Rolling Realms was a hit. I had a blast playing it, and we are going to put it on video for y'all. We will play it on video.
And my daughter really enjoyed it too. Emmy, when we got home, she talked about how she really liked it and wants to play it again. So
I think that the best part about this game is the 11 different realms. You're only going to play 9 of them, and you're going to draw 3 at a time.
A lot of variability.
And it's that combination of those 3 of how to use them to help each other and synergize.
So they work
That's
differently
the puzzle of the game.
with each other. So yeah, one draw, they would seem like, oh, all 3 of these work well together. And then one draw, we got is like, oh.
Right. So you got to figure out how to make the best you can out of garbage.
Yeah, exactly. That happens. Yep.
But we all have the same dice rolls. We're all working with the same cards. This is what decisions we made. And I was very stunned to see the differentiation in the scores at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one of the things that really made a difference was his addition of the unspent resources count as 0.1 point.
Yeah, that was interesting. The little math that we had to do on that at the end.
Added math, but it really helped to differentiate our scores at the end. So Rolling Realms, that's another one that you can expect to see.
We got to get some more plays of that one in, yeah.
I haven't unshrunk mine yet. Unshrunk?
Can you unshrink? Can you unshrink? You have an unshrinker already?
But this one's a quick pickup. This is the latest big box version of Unmatched, and it's their volume 2 of it. It was when I saw that Z gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, I better scoop it up before it goes out of print.
Okay.
Or hard to find.
Take a look. Which characters are in this one?
Over here on the back, it's got different names.
Oh, yeah, good luck.
I don't know. Yin. The warrior princess,
Yeningna?
peerless hunter, leader of men, and mother of the entire nation. So she's an archer. Oh, she's got her archers with her. Achilles, that is Greek, isn't it?
Yeah, yep.
It's Greek. And then Sun
Wukong. Sun Wukong, yeah.
So kind of like a Chinese monster creature thing, monkey and phoenix and tortoise and ox all combined
Bloody
into
Mary.
one. And then my favorite growing up scary story, Bloody Mary.
I was not turned on to Bloody Mary until much older, but that was one from your youth, huh?
Yes, we did a lot of Bloody Mary as kids just to scare each other. My brother was a jerk.
And just real quick, Mr. Jeeves had a comment in there. He said, I was curious about Rolling Realms. Do you think it will appeal to somebody that doesn't know Stonemaier games?
Is there a such person that doesn't know?
Oh, yeah. Well, they're out there. They exist.
We did talk about that, Kyle, that the game really stood out for me because I was connecting the way each card played to the theme of the game. But I still think it's a solid roll and write. So, like, if you don't know the games, you don't know why the mechanisms do what they do.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to know why the yellow boxes in Ganchan Clever do what they do.
Yeah, that's a good point. As pointed out there in the chat also, it says it would feel like another roll and write, the one below that one. But, yeah, I mean, if you don't know anything about the Stonemaier games, the Stonemaier library, then I don't know how unique it is. The unique part of it would, again, be that you have those 11 different realms. They come out in different orders. You play 3 at a time. It's randomized every time. So it's when I say 3 at a time, it's 3 rounds, I guess they call it. So first round, you play 3 of the cards. Second round, you play 3 more of the cards. And the third, you play 3 more. So you end up through the whole course of a game, you play 9 of the 11. So you're not going to play them all every time. They're going to come out in different orders. So again, that's synergizing, the figuring out how to make this realm help that realm and where to use your dice changes from game to game. So that would be the unique part of it. But I would say there is a big factor of knowing the games, because when I got like the Wingspan, when it was like, ooh, cool, this is kind of like Wingspan, really shrunk down into just some real basic couple mechanics.
Even viticulture felt like viticulture shrunk down. Like you gotta plant you gotta get the grapes in order to then fulfill the orders.
Yep, and then you got to combine them together because there in the viticulture you've got the reds and the whites and the blushes, and you're trying to fill the orders. And this one, your numbers as you complete numbers, the 6, the 4, and the 2. I'm going to combine those to make the 12. So it really kind of gives you that flavor. So.
But I've never played Charterstone, and I enjoyed the Charterstone card.
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand how those mechanisms connect.
Yeah, you didn't know exactly what it was doing, but it was still.
And let's be honest, Rob, you don't even look at theme. Like you don't see theme, so you still enjoy it without seeing theme.
You're right.
So I do think it's probably one of. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe I'm out of turn.
Oh,
maybe it's too early.
One play,
but it was a damn good roll and write.
Yeah, it was good. I want to play it a couple more times at least. We gotta get into it a little deeper. And we played 5 players? Was it the other night?
Yes.
So okay, we gotta play it some more.
Charterstone has no mechanisms.
I need to play Charterstone. It's still on my shelf, so no spoilers. No spoilers. I know there's some hidden content in there, but I've got to get that game together. I've been talking about that for years, so I'm gonna get a group together to play that.
All right, folks. We've gone long. Last game that came in.
Yeah.
That Rob and I need to get to the table for y'all and give you our impressions. Jabba's Palace. Love letter. A love letter game.
Yep.
Jabba's Palace.
The millionth in the love letter series. But,
I don't know. I think what really stands out for me are these tokens, these plastic bits that came in this one.
Those are nice. Yeah.
We're used to I'm stink with these baggies.
Those little hearts.
It used to be like little wooden pieces. Is what I'm used to?
Yeah.
But in this game, you're going to get these nice, chunky plastic tokens to represent your victories. And they've got a kind of like a silhouetted image of Tatooine.
Is that what it is?
Where Jabba's palace is.
Yeah.
Kind of like the spires of his palace.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. The artwork is all Star Wars. It's a good-looking game.
I've heard a lot of the love letters are similar. The one thing that this one supposedly is, we haven't played it yet, is a little unique for, is that it's got the 2 different sides. I guess, is it the Empire? No, it's not the Empire. It's the...
it's like the Rebels and like the Scum.
Yeah, the Scum and Villainy side. And so cards interact with each other differently. Some cards will only affect an opponent's Empire, or not Empire, I keep saying Empire, Rebel card. If the opponent's holding a Rebel card, some of them will only go off if your opponent's holding a, let's call it Scum and Villainy card. So it's an interesting little twist to the game. Same basic mechanics from what I understand as love letter.
Except for there's objectives now. You're going to have these objectives that drop that change how you win. So, for example, Rob, you're holding an objective. How do you win that one?
This is my kind of scum. It says highest number of, Scum and Villainy sign. And the Rebels in hand both win the round. So the highest number of each of those symbols in hand win the round.
All right, so whichever 2 players have the highest number in the Scum and the highest number of the Rebel, those 2 players are going to win one that round.
So even in a 2-player game, if you're both holding Rebel, then it's whoever has the higher number. If you're holding 1-1, you can both
So you kind of got to decide which way do I think you're going.
Yeah.
Here's Jabba's Court. Highest sum of Scum cards in play in your play area wins the round.
Okay.
So whatever you've discarded, whoever had the highest. So now I can see what you discard. You see how it's changed love letter there?
Yeah.
It's different objectives.
Yeah, the discards were always public, but that is interesting. So Exalted one.
Yeah, here's 3PO.
Yeah.
Highest number in your hand at the end of the round. So it's kind of the basic love letters.
Regular love letter. Yeah.
But it's 3PO with the Ewoks.
Interesting.
That's a very, very interesting. So these are the games that are coming up. And on that note, we will thank you for all of you who viewed. Join us next week as we do this again. And next week, we will be giving out one of these signs. We'll figure it out from there. But you'll get your own pub sign with your own Grande worker.
Grande Meeple.
Yeah, for the Grande Meeple Tavern.
Awesome.
Or Vinery.
Vinery.
I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
We're the Beans and Dice Podcast, a podcast about
how we game.
Thank you for watching. We'll catch you all next week. Check out our podcast. Puts out every other Sunday-ish. Every other Sunday-ish and every Thursday night right here, 9 p.m. Eastern. We take your phone calls, talk about what you've been up to, and
how we game.
How we game. Happy gaming.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.